Hello, I'd just like to give you a few words about this monster. Well, it's not a monster, it's a Bible, but it's a big, heavy, leather-bound Bible. Quite unique. I believe we are the only people that are selling it in this country. A bit of history. It's produced in America by the people who publish my books in America. They're called True Potential Publishers. They commissioned this chap, William Morford, to write this Bible, or edit and translate the Bible. He's a scholar. He started off as a Greek scholar. His Greek New Testament has been around for, I think, a couple of decades now. It's called the Power New Testament, and it's very, very good in that he's taken the Hebraic understanding as his sort of mindset when he was translating it. So you get a real idea of the culture of the day and the true understanding of the Hebrew structures behind the Greek, if you can get my meaning there. God spoke to him and said, okay, you've done the New Testament, what about the Old? What about the Hebrew scriptures? So he learnt Hebrew, being a language scholar. It was apparently quite easy. He got scholars around him, and rabbis and all sorts of prominent people, including the grandson of Eliza ben Yehuda, the chap who brought Hebrew into Israel as the language, the modern language. That was about 100 years ago. His grandson was part of the team, and they produced this, the One New Man Bible. It's one of the few Bibles that is written from a mindset that is close to the mindset of Jesus. Now, any Bible you get, any translation you have, whether it's Good News or NIV or King James or anything like that, they were all done by usually a committee with a purpose. It could be a dominational purpose, it could be a marketing purpose in some cases, but there's always a mindset behind the translation, and the thing is, I'd rather use a Bible that has the Hebraic mindset as the sort of foundations of the translating style than any other, to be quite honest. And so it does produce so much of a deeper understanding than you're used to with a lot of translations. Example, well, for a start, it's the book order is the same as the Hebrew scriptures, the sort of the Jewish Bibles. So it would start with Genesis, but it will go right through and end with 2 Chronicles, which is an interesting order. The text itself, interesting. He uses bold text when he believes in the original Hebrew or Greek that God is stressing any point. A good example of this will be Genesis 12:1. Probably can't see it. Very famous Genesis 12:1. You might be able to see the bold. And God says, now the Lord said to Abraham, "Get yourself out of here," in bold. And you can imagine that. You can imagine, Hebrew is such a sparse language in a sense. It's a very action-orientated language. So it's like getting straight to the point. God desperately wanted Abraham to leave the town and go off into Canaan. So the very words used and shouted are, "Get yourself out of here." I just love it. Many other places that has similar, and there's great insights. There's a lot of notes there, and there's a fantastic glossary at the end. A very long glossary, a little bit random in places, but it will. In a lot of cases, they're Bible studies. They're just insights into the Hebraic mindset of Bible subjects. So it's very much worth getting as something that I believe is closer to God's mind than perhaps a lot of Bibles that you get, because we know sometimes what the motives were behind the writing of some of the Bibles, of the translation. So it's a Bible that I use. My last 2 books, God's Signature, God's Blueprint, use this as the main Bible, and many insights were taken from this and found themselves on the pages of my book. So I'm very grateful for it. And so I said, this is the only place where you can get it. It's £40, but we're doing it as a special deal with God's Blueprint and God's Signature. Not quite sure how much, but it's called the Bible Pack. Have a look at it on the shop. So that's the One New Man Bible. get it here, because it's the only place you can get it in this country for now. Thank you for watching.